But I think that brings us back to the power of games and play here, Peter, that you're using these for good and not evil. And, you've already mentioned start discussions and to learn. So what are some of the benefits you find of using game mechanics rather than, let's say, typical lecture, what you would see in a classroom education style, or just normal marketing videos and people trying to convince other people?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think there are a number of studies that have come out even recently, but building evidence around experiential learning, right? I certainly was one of those kids in class that would look at a lecture and just go, I really just don't want to be here. I wanted to get my hands on something. I wanted to have conversations. I wanted to be interacting with my classmates, with my professors. And so there are a lot of studies out there that talk about experiential learning. You'll retain the knowledge a lot better, a lot longer. And so games being an experiential learning mechanism, it's a great way to try to tell a story, to have people remember that story, and then have some kind of call to action. So a lot of the work that we do with Game Genius is we'll use a game as a conduit to help people understand what is it exactly that the nonprofit's doing, and two, why is my action going to support this nonprofit, or why is it going to support the issue that they're trying to tackle? And so we design everything from card games and board games that just help tell, a story of homelessness, or a story of environmental degradation that's happening in the community, or something like that, so that people understand the why, and then really kind of add in those social elements, add in some of those game mechanics that get people thinking, wait a minute, helping this issue actually isn't as hard, or isn't as time consuming as I thought it might be. I really want to kind of get more involved with this community and support, whether that's with their dollar or with their time, or with some of their talents that they can bring from their work. There are a lot of ways to activate people, but you need to get them engaged first. And that's what games are really good at doing.
Yeah, I love that. I've seen scientific research that says it takes like 4 to 7 repetitions to learn something through play, and like 40 plus repetitions through work and memorization and kind of the rote learning that we were talking about. So I think that's fun. And there's something magical about play, right? That it feeds that desire to continue playing or to beat the other person. And when you get those emotions and playful spirits up, good things happen, right? So I think in work cultures, you get people that are burnout, stressed, and they're just not doing their best. So if they're playing a game and having fun, you get better work out of them. But in charity events and fundraisers, I've been a DJ and MC for a lot of my life, and done auctions for auctioneers, right? When you're having that kind of silent or live auction thing, the energy and spirit gets in where it just promotes more engagement and 100%. Activity that really benefits the organization.
Yeah, if people are having fun, they feel like they're in a safe space, right? It's amazing what you can make happen, right? I've been in a number of nonprofit galas and fundraising type events that don't have that energy in the room, and you can hear a pin drop. People they're kind of like, I really want to help because I'm here, right? I'm here for either a friend that invited me or so. And those events can be very successful. Usually nonprofits will fundraise before the event starts, right? And to show that sense of community is important to donors, important to people in the space. But you add that energy, you add, whether it's an MC that has just sort of that personality that people want to glom onto, right, Mike? You have those activities that people can engage with, and it's a memorable experience that they can walk away, go home and say like, man, I'm going to remember this 5 years from now. And when I go to other events, I'm going to be comparing this event to the event that I'm currently at. If you can make that kind of impression on someone, that goes a huge distance in terms of nonprofit support.